Spitfire campers. Like many of you, I've always wondered why Spitfire campers decide to play a fluid movement first-person shooter and then decide to sit perfectly still. Maybe they think we're all T-Rexes from Jurassic Park and we can only see them if they move, I don't know. I wanted to understand these creatures, so I conducted a very long scientific study of the psychology of the Spitfire camper in order to better understand their choices and odd behaviors. This study was the prolonged effort of both observation efforts and the participation in the odd behavior exhibited by the Spitfire camper while they are in the wild. First, I want to say that the Spitfire itself is not an inherently bad or campy weapon. It is only when the Spitfire is in the hand of the camper themselves that an almost symbiotic relationship forms between the weapon and the camper themselves. The Spitfire needs a host in order to survive, and the camper cannot survive in the movement-based environment without a weapon that allows them to camp for extended periods of time. Thus, they continue to both survive and enable one another. It is also worth noting that other weapons may, at times, be used by the Spitfire camper, most notably the DMR, G2, Double Take, Devotion, and occasionally the Kraber. The camper's tactical of choice is often either the amped wall or the cloak. These both feed into the behaviors of the campers. This amped wall gives the creature both protection from the dangerous grapple predators and also makes the camper more dangerous, thus moving them up the proverbial pilot food chain. At some point in their evolution, these campers decide to copy the chameleon and cloak themselves. This allows them to camp unseen by other predators in the jungle. However, an experienced predator will still be able to see the cloaked Spitfire camper. So why does a player become a Spitfire camper? The multiplayer of Titanfall is a pilot-eat-pilot world. If you aren't good, you're most likely going to get stomped a lot. It's during these stompings that a crossroads in the brains of every pilot occurs with three options. First, the player quits due to lack of skill and want to learn. Second, the player decides to follow the age-old adage of get good and they go and watch iniquity videos until they can properly defend themselves. Or number three, there is a defensive mechanism triggered within the amygdala that causes the player to form a protective carapace, this being the amped wall. Then, given enough moon cycles, the protective layer peels away, but instead of a beautiful butterfly, outborn is a Spitfire camper. A truly grotesque process if I do say so myself. Based on my observations, this sort of pilot does not want to learn movement. They do not want to go zoom fast and be a speedy boy. They want to turn Titanfall into a point-and-click adventure and stay by their tent and campfire the entire match. When presented with images and videos of pilots utilizing Titanfall 2's advanced movement systems, these campers began to break out in hives and try to hide from the image. Prolonged exposure led to the camper saying phrases like, just adapt, or it's in the game so I'm going to use it. These same phrases are often uttered by Smart Pistol users during their sessions of exposure therapy. Ultimately, any attempts at rehabilitating these Spitfire campers proved fruitless. In one such session, I placed a Spitfire camper in a testing chamber. This testing chamber was mostly flat with a ledge across the room with a door on top of that ledge. I told the camper that all you have to do is wall run and then double jump to get there and leave the room. What I observed was absolutely fascinating. The Spitfire camper began to make a tent out of his clothing and started a campfire, refusing to move no matter what incentives were given. They subsequently died of starvation when all they had to do was move. In later tests, similar results were found. No movement was ever elicited from these pilots, no matter the test or incentives presented to them. These campers only showed the ability to walk short distances before preparing another camp. A truly fascinating response, really. In the end, these tests were inconclusive. There really is no telling why these pilots choose to camp like they do. Maybe it's either nature or nurture, or someone hurt them, or simply a lack of the ability at movement in Titanfall. Further study will be needed to pinpoint the exact reason behind it all. Let me know down in the comment section below your hypothesis as to why these players choose to camp with Spitfires. Hope you all got something out of this video. I really enjoyed making this one for you all. If you did, then please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. I always appreciate every bit of support the channel gets. There are a lot of important links down in the description, so please go check those out. Alright everyone, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.